beekeeping area is coming along nicely. I've got the bees settled into their new hive locations and they are producing lots of stock. I've done all the foundation work, like many other of my projects. I really feel like I've made some progress on this one. I love a good building project, and I've had such an idea for the bee development area. Work started well, and I managed to erect the walls and get the structure right almost first time, due to good planning. Next I'll put the roof on, and wire in all the automation and set machines. Now then, welcome back to another episode of A Druid's Tale. And today we're doing more bees. But not here. I've taken all the bee stuff from here and moved it over to the new place. I said last episode we were going to be doing some building. And I need you. Thank you. And I need you. Thank you. And I will possibly need you. And you. Thank you. Alrighty, so we've got a few bits and pieces already set up and ready to rock and roll. I've done a fair bit of prep work ready for this, and hopefully today is more about the building than anything solving problems, automation, and all that kind of stuff. I've just brought a load of the bees over and a few more bits and pieces like terracotta roof tiles and slabs and stuff and things and all that kind of awesomeness. Let's put the two beekeepers in there. The two bee villagers need names. So if you've already put your name down for a villager or a chocobo or something like that and already had your name as a villager or chocobo, then don't bother putting your name down suggestions for the beekeeper villagers. If you haven't yet had your, there was a load of Thorncraft villagers who have names but haven't been named yet. If you want to switch to be a beekeeper name, a bee villager name, that's going to live in this sort of area around here, the bee section, then by all means put down in the comments today with your name that you wish to have your beekeeper called. Currently, these unusual queens and drones are running very, very nicely in the setup that we've got over here. It seems to be running smoothly. Yeah, seems to be running smoothly. Everything running as it should. Flowers are populating the fields around them, which was expected, and that's supposed to happen. That's good. I just had to plant the initial dandelions, which is what I did there. Just quickly planted the first few just to get them going. A lot of these are all empty at the minute though, because I haven't put all the bees in place, and that's why I brought all these bees over, so that I can have my supply of bees over here somewhere. I don't really know where to put them all yet though, and it's about to be night already, so let's just throw them in there like that, and throw some in there like that, and just get them out my inventory fairly sharpish like, and that can go in there. And this is temporary storage at the minute, all linked up with refined relocation. Let's take those out of there and put them back in there. There we go. All linked up with refined relocation through these kind of things. So this is like the produce section. So I can come in from the road, as it were, the pathway, and I kind of just made it a little sticky outy bit here just to make it go in and out, a little weave. And then there'll be produce on this side, and there'll be produce on this side over here. It doesn't really matter which way around they go because they're all going to be joined together. So bees on that side will put produce in this side, as well as bees on that side will put produce on this side. And all that kind of jazz. Let's have a quick sleep before the baddies start arriving. The creepers are the worst around here. Creepers come along and they break things. Creepers are breaking the fence posts every night when I forget to sleep. If I was down there doing something and it became night, I would get back up in the morning and there'd be all these broken fence posts and I'd have to go and replace them all. Creepers have a nasty habit of breaking things, I've noticed. Not just blowing up, but breaking stuff. I've also added in a birchwood floor, thanks to all the birch trees that I've been chopping down from the forest around here. I had a lot of birch, so I decided to do that. However, this is not the final floor. There is a cool thing in forestry trees that allows you to make special special wood block floor thing, which we'll get round to eventually. But for now, this is just the layout. I've got this ready for all my aviaries. Yeah, aviaries, the big multi-block beehives, and an area there for the multi-block beehives, and they'll be feeding into the produce section as well as all these little ones over here. I've got my Mistcraft portals set up, ready for having a few different dimensions that bees will like and live in, because obviously this is going to be like a plains or forest area, so it's the majority of bees will be able to just live in those sections, but I will need a desert, and I will need a hell biome, and I will need a jungle biome, and I'll also think I need a swamp biome. So I think I need those 4 biomes linked here, and how I'm going to get the produce from one side to the other quickly, I don't know yet. But I will eventually move out and into other dimensions to have the similar sort of bee automation setups over there. Today I want to do mostly building, but I'm just going to quickly show you the rest of what I've done so far. This is currently not joined to that side, but it will be through this area here. This is where most of the automation and processing is going to be of all the produce from the bees, mostly. Down here though, I've spent ages getting all this set up so that it's actually all the hives are running smoothly. So for instance, this one, if you remember from last episode, if you don't, then go and check that out. This basically is a block extender which brings the beehive down to this level as far as the block is concerned. So I can access the beehive from down here. I can extract out into a chest, and I can put in from the chest. Now, at the minute, this sorting chest has no whitelist or blacklist or anything. So everything that goes in here, if it's got a barrel location, which is those combs at the moment, it will go into the barrel location instantly via the connectors. And if it hasn't got a location, such as the princesses and the drones, it's just going to get sucked straight back out again, regardless of what it is. So we should have 1 princess cycling through and numerous drones cycling through. I haven't yet figured out how I'm going to get rid of excess drones, but I do have quite a backlog, like a buffer zone, so I can have stacks of drones without having to worry about emptying these out very often. As long as all the produce goes out and the princess goes back around in the loop, I'm fine with it. There are a few other bits and pieces that I can think of that may need changing for that later, but that's just the start of the automation. Today, though, I want to start building the structure itself. Maybe not getting it all done, maybe not getting all the detail work done, but at least getting it started on camera so you can see what we're doing. And I'm thinking that I want the roof to be the same sort of design as my villa. So the flat roof with the terracotta roof tiles from Britannia, that's going to be like the roof sections. And I want the roof sections to mimic the honeycomb hive look about it. And I want to bring the roof section over the path here as well. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 roof sections that each look hive-like from above. That's the plan anyway. So I've got to build the walls up to a certain height, then do the roof, and then give detail to the walls. The walls aren't going to be too detailed because I'm only going to make them really like... I only really need to take them like 3 blocks tall and then put the roof on. So that's probably all I need. And this, I think this only needs 3 or 4 blocks tall to make it successful. And I can also go 1 block down to do the automation. So 3 blocks tall plus 1 block down should be more than enough for those. It's been a while since I built one of those though. So I think it was a 3x3x4 structure. So I'm planning on going 1 down into the floor and having automation accessing the underside of it. And then it would just sort of hit the top. So I've got to at least have 3 blocks up around my walls. And 3 blocks always gives you just enough head height for everything. And I can have some machines and pipes on these walls sections and all that kind of stuff, just to keep the place looking tidy and looking awesome and all that. And so, the other building block, aside from all this jungle wood I brought over to do me jungle wood side of things, and I never like the planks, but I don't mind the logs so much. I do have sandstone, yeah. So I'm going to go sandstone and terracotta, but I'm going to add in a jungle wood sort of feature block. And that is how I want to get it started there. While I'm doing that, though, let's have a look. The Forest Princess and Forest Drone is probably going to work. The Valiant Princess needs a drone. I don't know if I've got a Valiant Drone in there. No. Mystical Princess, Mystical Drone. I just want to set them off to see what they look like. Modest, that might work as well. Just want to have them set up. I'm pretty sure that the Rocky won't work because that needs to be in a solid confinement. I'm pretty sure. Anyway. But we can get a Sorceress Princess, and we've got a Modest Drone. We haven't got a Steadfast Drone. We've got a Steadfast Drone, but we've got a Modest Princess, so I can't do the Modest yet. But there's another Sorceress if I wanted. I'll just set these three up for now. Let's set them up over on these rows over here. And whichever ones actually work in this environment will do... I haven't got any flowers over here. I'll have to get some flowers from over there as well. Let's get a couple of these old dandelions, and they will populate with flowers themselves. As you can see, they will put their own flowers in as they go. Let's put those three. That'll do. Those bees should still have enough flowers to propagate and keep going. I want to just see which ones will actually work in this environment, because it's been a while since I did this. It's been a while since I've done forestry bees, and I'm kind of unsure about whether or not I know what I'm doing. So, Forest Princess should work in this environment. Seems to be fine. Yep. Normal humidity, normal, and all that kind of stuff for the climate. So that should be okay. So a row of forest princesses. Mystical. Do they work in this environment as well? We're about to find out. Yeah, looks like it. Everything seems fine. There's no error messages coming up. And Sorceress Princesses. And Sorceress Drones. I don't know where I got these from. I'm happy that I got them, but I'm not sure where I got them from. There's something to do with magic bees, aren't they? But, well, it seems to be working as well. So, that's good. I like. Yep, I like that. That's okay. Okay, so we'll leave those running as well just for now. They should put produce into the chest below, though. They shouldn't have a location for the produce yet. So the first time it goes through, I'm going to have a blockage of a comb or something, so I'll have to check those in a bit and then come and put the combs up here. Eventually, all the combs from all the bees will end up going into the central area underneath and getting sorted. This area downstairs is for comb processing, and that is basically this. Centrifuge, a comb, and turn it into something. But I'm also going to need a power supply and some centrifuges and set it all up so that they quickly process and sort themselves out. It'd be nice to find a bee that gives us some sort of fuel supply, but there's no guarantees on that. No guarantees whatsoever, at this stage anyway, that we're going to find a power source from bees. But there will be eventually. There will be eventually. I know there's like lava bees at the very least, so we'll see what that does. But before we lose another day, because we've just lost a day already, let's see about setting ourselves up with some blocks on the bar. I won't do the roof yet. I just want to get the first stage of this done. So, I always like to have the kind of a wooden structure to start off with, right? So, between 2 points of the wooden structure, I would have some blocks in such a way just to give it a bit of colour difference, and I quite like the way these 2 blocks work together. I'm thinking though that I probably need a couple of stairs for this sort though, so let's make a few stairs. I'm not going to use stairs everywhere, but I think I need to use stairs for this kind of feature wall. Wherever there's a feature wall or a wall that needs some extra detail, I'll use something like this as a design. That's nice and simple, yeah, but it adds that little bit more feature than a flat one. Like, that's flat, that's featured, you see? Just that little bit of extra detail. Around a lot of the places, though, where it's like areas between two sections, that is not going to work. So, for instance, on these sort of bits here, this is not going to work because there's nothing to see. You can't see any of the feature walls, so there's no point putting it in there. This is more a window out of the main area, right? And normally I'll work in threes, so I would have 3 gap in between the logs instead of 2 gap. But the way I've done this, I'm only going to have a 2 gap at the fronts here, and at the sides here, where I've done this bit, I'm only actually going to have 1 gap between them. So it's going to kind of work like this. I don't know if I want fully that many together though, but let's just see where that works out to. That would work out to here, which would frame this doorway through, which is cool, I like. So that would frame the doorway through there like that, and then we'll power backwards, but on the opposite side. So on this side, the gap's on the left and the block's on the right. On this side, the block's on the left and the gap's on the right. And that should even it out in the design to give us a nice sort of curvature of the place as well. Let's see how that fits onto here. So that would give us here. And then a 2 gap because we've got a 2 gap there on the wall there. And I could have that there, that there, that there. And that gives me place for the book receptacle to put the book to where we're going in there. Probably change that block out for a birch plank or something as well. But that way I can put the book in for Mistcraft and just go through the portal when I want. Behind us here, I'm going to have to do the same sort of thing again. So let's have that there, but this time I'm going to block it off so that I can't walk through from this side. I want to walk through from the inside, but I might put some glass here just to show that that's there and give a bit of effect. That might work as well. And then here we've got another section just the same, and I'll do the same blocking off mechanism here. So take that down again. Okay, gimme. There we go. Right, so far, so good. I still don't know if I want to do every single one of those with wood in the gap. But it kind of fits the process at the moment to do that. It frames these doorways, it frames this entranceway, and it doesn't look too bad. I think I went with the jungle wood because of the kind of the honey look about it, I suppose. Out of all the wood types, it's got a kind of a honey-ish look. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking rubbish, but it feels like honey. It looks a bit more honey-like. I mean, the blocks themselves, the actual planks, I don't like the colour of them. It might work for the floor. It's going to match in with the terracotta a little bit. It's going to match in with the terracotta a lot, really, isn't it? But then maybe that's not enough contrast. Maybe I need that contrast between the colours in the same way as I've got for my villa over there. And that's what I'm going to go with for now anyway. So let's just pop in the last few here. I think I'm going to put other standard blocks up there, and there, and there, and there, and where would we have the next one? There. Oh, I'm down. Oh, back up again. Get back up again. So, yeah, and then maybe a feature block here, here, and here, just to block it all off, because I'm going to have machines. These ones, maybe I'll take out, like, the odd one and put a window in of some kind. It'd have to be a glass block, though, wouldn't it? Unless I do something on the inside edge of that side. I don't know yet. But that is going to be potentially the wall sections. And that feels okay to me. Feels okay. Yeah, I quite like that. And that's about tall enough. Then another option, let's try it over this side. Another option. Let's try the other option over here. We take out these two sections here. And we just have this bit together working through. And we put these on. Wait, not there. Give me that back. And there we go. And that there, with that underneath, is going to be a standard anyway. So there's also that option. I kind of prefer the stripes rather than a full block section like that. So yeah, that's going to get replaced quickly as well. So we'll just quickly do that. Put that back straight. I think I prefer that. It's only 2 pieces, but it does make an awfully big difference overall. Yeah, to the overall grand scheme of things, that makes it look a lot better. And get those back on the bar. So that, there we go. And then I just want to put the ceiling on to seal all that in to make that the final look. Now, some of these sections, like in here for instance, this wall will mostly be hidden behind these blocks, so we won't see them. I'm still gonna put them in though, just for now, so we can see it. This would also link on to something like this, which means that this would go around the back like that to work through. That looks okay. Yeah, that works. And maybe we'll have some kind of archway or arching way through like here, just so that it's got a little bit more feature. I don't know, it might annoy me walking over it, but I can walk over the step. I can walk over the step. So long as I don't walk into this side, I can still walk over the step that side. So even if I hit it accidentally on my way through, it's still all good. I don't know if I'll like it. I might change that. But for now, it's just kind of in keeping with it all. And once the roof's on the top, we'll see how that looks. It may require me to have full solid blocks and have an actual door, or it may need me to have a 3x3 in there. But we'll leave it like that for now. And then I'll replace some of these cobble blocks with wall blocks a bit later on so that it looks good. But for right now, that's the kind of the look that we're generally going for. It's not too bad, not too bad. On the outside, I'm thinking of other ways to make it look interesting. So maybe something like this, and even down to here, just to give that a little bit of a feature, and maybe there as well, why not? Just so that the wall side bits look okay, look featured. Yeah, that's not too bad. And this is supposed to be a bit of a wall that comes out, really, to block it off. But now I've got this in frame like that, I think this needs to be turned back into whatever. Or I put another piece there and have this a windowed area. Maybe it's kind of a sheltered window area. You can have some flowers down here and so on. Yeah, I think that'll work. Alright, well, it's night time again, which means we've had 2 days. I'm not tired right now, so I'm going to have to work through the night or leg it. I'm going to start putting the roof on, and I'll be right back. Well, just as I thought, I did get a blockage in here earlier. Some combs got stuck in the extra utilities pipes, and now that's all sorted, and I'm just adding in the extras here. Sorcerer's Drone and Sorcerer's Princess that we had spare, so we've got 2 of those on the go now. And this one is Mystical, so we'll put this Mystical Princess in there with one of the drones from the other hive. Let's just spread those out, okay? This one's been running fairly well, really, but hasn't had combs stuck. But anyway, I've put the roof on the first areas, as it were, and finished off the walls and all that kind of stuff for the first areas. And I still need the centre bit. I think the centre needs to be a little bit higher, a little bit taller to stand out from the crowd. But overall, it's not bad from the map point of view. It's just cutting it into this section here. It's going to take me a little bit more doing. A little bit more doing. Having those bits there, can you see them? Can you see the stairs going in like that? Just having it flowing into the building is quite cool from the outside there. Coming into it like this looks pretty cool. But on the opposite side, because I've alternated these in a different direction, these stairs don't fit the same way around. They fit the opposite way around, so they're still fitting that way around, which doesn't make sense, doesn't make it look right. So I've decided not to put them on. In and around here, we've filled in the backboard of that room, so that's filled in. And we've got a good looking place in here for these. I'm thinking of putting glass up here. Put in the comments what you think should be best. Putting glass up there or putting more tiles up there to finish it off. That's the question. But let's just go and have a look up the top, see what the problem is here. I was thinking of bringing all of the wall sections, like all of these bits, up a few more blocks, like maybe 2 more blocks. It makes the inside more large and all that. But the way I've designed it so far, I've got these corner blocks and all this kind of stuff all in here. So if I was to take these out, then I'm going to be stuck with a rather awkward looking pattern, it feels. So I'd have to rearrange that slightly as well. So I didn't do it straight away. I wanted to show it with the 4 rooftops that I've done so far before I start taking all of this out, and it makes it look odd because of the different, the differences. I'm going to have to build this up slightly and all that kind of stuff to make it look better overall. And how that's going to look from the inside of this side, I don't know either, because I'm going to end up with those bits bulked out slightly. But I guess overall it's going to look okay. It's going to look okay. I'm just going to get it done and see what it looks like between now and next episode. But that is all we've got time for today. Done a little bit of building, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. A bit of chomping right in your ear hole. And that is all we've got time for this episode. So thank you very, very much for watching another episode of Druid's Tale. I will see you in a couple of days for some more. And hopefully I'll have the roof on this central section and we can start doing a little bit more by the way of automation of all the bee produce and stuff and things. And thank you once again, and goodbye.